Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Greg, I'm going to ask you to count some folks in the audience for me. How many of you grew up in a military family? Not were in the military, but grew up as a spouse or as a child in the military?
I see 2 hands. 3.
Ah, 3 hands. Thank you. Thank you to those who joined this journey with me. I want to share just a bit with you about my past experience and why I'm even sharing this today. During a conversation with my mom recently, she apologized for always moving around, always getting me to different places and uprooting me when I was younger. You see, my dad was in the military and we moved often. The longest I lived in one place was 3 years. It was tough growing up in a military family, on military bases, in foreign countries where cultural conflict was really frequent. My world consisted of a 7-mile radius, one TV channel, and a party line. If those of you who don't know what a party line is, it's where everybody has to share the same telephone landline and you get to take your turn if you're lucky. Oh boy. The things I learned about myself along the way, though, oh my goodness, boy, did I learn some things. I learned that I absolutely loved to read. When I was pensive, books were my connection to our bigger world. I absolutely loved to get outside of that few mile square radius. I mostly followed the directive because I said so. I got that a lot. I actually became really good at making friends. I had to do it all the time. Why not do a good job at it, right? I learned amazing organizational skills and how to have a truly minimalist attitude on my decorating, with the exception of Christmas stuff. I just can't get over how many boxes I have for Christmas decorations, and especially because I have to put them all away this week. I learned that I have a love for adventure and a passion for experiencing different ways of life. I learned that just because you have to give up something doesn't mean that you've given up. There's a resiliency that I really picked up from being in a military family. I learned to keep in touch with my friends. I learned how to write a lot of letters. And honestly, I grew up in a time well before texting or even cell phones. I won't tell you, it was just a few years ago. I learned that I could actually reinvent myself every single time I started fresh. That was a new experience for me when I moved, and I was able to bring that right along with me and start over and become whoever I wanted to be. At the end of our conversation, my mom was actually crying about this. I actually felt bad. She had no idea that I felt this way about my youth. She had no idea that living in foreign countries and adapting to different cultures, that moving all the time, making new friends, and then having to leave them, and always looking forward to the next adventure were things that I absolutely appreciated and really made me who I am today. Because of this, there are things that I really do now that impact the way I live. To this day, I can still meet up with my friends after who knows how many years as if no time had passed at all. We just keep on moving from the last time we met. That is something I truly picked up from the military family life. I try to take the non-tourist routes when I visit other places, and I really immerse myself in culture. I love it. I roll with the punches, and I am confident when I start projects. I now question directives with respect. There's no more after my dad's because I said so. And I never throw my boxes away still. I actually may need them to pack someday again. In my case, this may mean storing all of my Christmas decorations this year, though. I really am the person you see before me today, or before you, because I grew up in a military family. And I am truly thankful to my parents for allowing me this experience and this walk of life. I love it. And my mom was actually smiling after I told her that. It was a wonderful conversation and experience. And I'm glad I got to share that with you today.